Hi, it's Lipstick Al. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to start a whole new series where we look at the actual cost of makeup. And this is going to be a deep dive into cost per ounce. I'm trying to be a more informed consumer. I'm trying to make sure that I understand where my dollars are going and where I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. That's really what I'm going for. So today, taking a look at blush, and I have been doing a lot of research. You don't know if you can see my pink pen. I've gone through and looked at price per ounce for 26 different blushes. I'm not going to talk about all of those today, but I did want to talk about the most expensive, the least expensive, and the best price per value if we're talking luxury and drugstore. All right, so thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. And this kind of surprised me. My most expensive blush, price per ounce, is a little mini Hourglass. I love Hourglass blushes, but this little guy here, you're getting 0.04 ounces of product in here, and it costs $24 at the store. But if you kind of do the math, you're paying $600 an ounce for this. And when I was like, what? Now, if you just heard me say I was analyzing 26 blushes on price per ounce, that's not all the blushes I have. That's just the ones I did the math on. I've got like at least that many, if not more, in a drawer. I've got so many blushes. But for someone like me who has a ton of blushes, instead of buying the full-size Hourglass, which is $267 an ounce, it makes sense to get this guy. This is $40, this is $24. I have never panned a blush. I probably haven't panned a blush since the 80s and 90s when I had one blush and it would run out and I'd go back to the Clinique or the Lancome counter and repurchase it. And that was the only blush I used. I haven't been that type of a makeup wearer in decades. So in the last 2 decades, when I started accumulating more and more and more and more, and then I started a YouTube channel and I started buying things to review or buying things that looked exciting to me so that I could share them with you, buying a $24 mini blush like this makes a lot of sense. Something else that I want to try. Here's what's interesting. You're paying $600 an ounce here. If you happen to get one of their 6-pan holiday sets, these guys are the same size, but guess what? These guys are only $333 an ounce. You're getting more bang for your buck. So these $80 holiday palettes, if you like Hourglass products and you're willing to pay the luxury price and you're willing to deal with whatever they choose to put in the palette for the year, this is not that bad of a deal. You're still going to get the best bang for your buck by getting a large full-size blush. But if you've got a ton of blush like I do and you haven't hit pan in who knows how long, this is the way to go. But just know you're paying, it hurts to say it, $600 an ounce. The least expensive blush in my collection turns out to be this guy. This is from e.l.f. This is your bite-size face duo. Right here, you get a highlight, you get a blush. We're getting 0.16 ounces. It's not a lot of product, but if you do the math, price per ounce, this is $19 an ounce. That's pretty good. Now, when you think about going to the store, you're still getting more product in here than you are in here. I think this one's gonna last really long because it's a baked product, but that is neither here nor there. You're paying $3 for this. I was just watching Angelica, and is it Nyquist? I don't know how to say her name. She's Swedish. I will link her channel down below. She was talking about how the e.l.f. bite-size eye duos are $10 in Sweden. I was like, what? So it depends on where you live. If you were in the States, you can get this little duo here for $3, which I think is an amazing price. You can get it for even less if you buy it on e.l.f.'s website and they're having some crazy 40% off. Like you can get down like in the $1.50 range for this. But I don't really know that I love this blush. I love the idea of this blush. I love the size of this blush, big enough that I can get a blush brush in it and a highlight brush in it, but not like massively big. It It fits nicely in my collection. I like everything about it, the clear packaging so I can see which colors it is. But the truth is, I feel like it's good for the price because I don't know that this is a good blush. I've had problems with this blush. I feel like I have 3 of these duos and the blushes that work for my skin tone are great. They just don't last very long. And sometimes they get a little patchy. The highlights, I don't feel work for my skin tone, where all the blushes that I have, all 3 of the blush duos, the blush side works well, and all of the highlights are too deep. So I want to love this product because it's $3, but I haven't been able to fall in love with this product the way some other people have because I can't use the highlight, I can only use the blush, and then the blush doesn't work that well. It's patchy, it's kind of powdery, it's good for the price. If you can get it to work for you, I definitely recommend it, and you're only paying $19 an ounce. If we're talking best luxury blush, and we're talking price per ounce here, it's definitely the new Wayne Goss blushes. Now, these blushes are beautiful. I definitely want to get another one of these, but the one that I have here is Coral Rose. This is the Weightless Veil blush, and you're getting 0.67 ounces of product. 6-7 ounces, that's more than half an ounce. Now, one is not a blush, one is a highlight, but you're getting so much here. That means that each of these is like 1/3 of an ounce. Each pan is 1/3 of an ounce. That's insane. That's insane. Most blushes don't give you 1/3 of an ounce of product of just the blush. So the price per ounce for this guy comes out to $67. If you're buying it, you're paying $45 for this compact. I feel like the black packaging is super sleek. I feel like the inside here, you have a little silver trim around the mirror that's reflective. It's not mirror, but it makes it look like it's a beveled mirror. Kind of gives it that slightly more luxurious feel. And you're getting 1/3 of an ounce of blush, 1/3 of an ounce. You're getting a total of 0.67 ounces. That's a lot of product. And I feel like $67 for the ounce is not a bad price when you're talking luxury. Now, if you just want to buy this here in the States, they're a little harder to come by because you can only get this at Beautylish. I feel like in the UK, you can probably get them on Beauty Bay. There might be another place to get them internationally, but you just can't walk into your Sephora or Ulta and say, I want the new Wayne Goss blush. So that's the only downside. The good part is you're getting a ton of product in here, and this is $45, but it's the most affordable luxury blush in my collection. If we're talking most affordable drugstore blush, it still goes to the e.l.f. But since we've already talked about that, let's talk about the next most affordable drugstore blush in my collection. And I didn't think it was going to be this because this is one of the more expensive drugstore brands. It's Flower Beauty. This is their blush balm. Their blush balm, you're getting 0.30 ounces, almost 1/3 of an ounce, not quite. But this is a beautiful product. I like how it wears. I like the dewy look it leaves in my cheeks. I like how easy it is to blend. There's a multitude of shades. This is the lightest shade called Pinched. I love this shade. And you're paying $10 for this at the drugstore, but this works out to $33 an ounce. If you're not a cream or liquid blush type person and you're looking for another affordable blush, this one, like the Wayne Goss, you just can't run into any store and pick it up. It is from ColourPop, and this is just their pressed powder blush, and this will run you $8, and you get the pan and the compact. It used to be you just got the pan. If you wanted the compact, you had to buy those separately. I'm glad they're done with that, but you can pick up these blushes for $8, but that makes these $38 an ounce. So this is the most affordable drugstore after the e.l.f. that I have, and then these ColourPop ones. I do feel like ColourPop does some beautiful blushes, and I do like that their packaging is magnetic. I feel like the mirror is good. It's good enough that you can see your whole face. These really are, I feel like they're a really nice blush for what they are. It's not as luxe as a lot of my other blushes that I have, things that I truly love, but it's a really good option if you don't want to pay really high-end prices. So there you go. That's a look at blush. I've got a ton. I have like all my blushes just like hanging out here on the counter, and I was looking at everything. I was going through everything, and what surprised me was the price per ounce of that little tiny baby Hourglass Mini. But I think it all comes down to this. Let me stack that over there so I don't have to worry about dropping it. Knowing the type of consumer that I am, it makes sense for me to spend $24 on a little tiny guy so I can try a different color than it does to buy a whole blush because I don't pan blushes anymore. But if you were the person who will finish a blush, you know, start it and finish it, and you maybe only have 1 or 2 or 3 in your collection, a cool tone, a warm tone, and something that's more of a fun pop, it makes sense to invest in something like this because it's going to last you a long time, and it's going to be a beautiful product. If you're looking for kind of like, you know, fast fashion but fast makeup, I feel like these guys are good. I feel like these guys are good. And I feel like that's where drugstore products come in really handy because you can find some fun, maybe a trendy color at a lower price point. But I think the most important thing is to remember, what do you use? How frequently do you buy? And what are you really going for? You know, liquid blushes aren't for some people. Other people only exclusively use cream or liquid blushes. So you gotta know what type of blush person you are. I didn't want to go through and read you the whole list of like all the 26 different ones I did analysis on. Some were kind of pricey. Even drugstore ones were kind of pricey per ounce. And I was a little surprised by that. But I want to continue doing this. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next. Do you want to see lipstick? Do you want to see eyeshadow? Do you want to see mascara? Let me know. Brow pencils. Ooh, that would be a good one. I will definitely be curious to hear what you want to see next. My goal is to be a more informed purchaser. I'm hoping that this sort of information is something that is helpful to you as well. So thank you so much for watching today. Have an incredible day. I will see you again soon. Bye.